welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today we're going to be doing a reading vlog, and I haven't done one of these in a while. I haven't filmed in a while. All the videos that you've seen previously were pre-filmed, so I felt like I needed to, jump back on the bandwagon and do a reading vlog. Why not? So the plan is I took some quizzes the other week, and I'm going to put a screenshot of the quizzes right here so you'll see what I'm talking about as I talk through these. I took 3 different quizzes, and I'm going to allow the quizzes to determine... Oh my gosh, this glare is really bad. It's like 6 o'clock in the afternoon or evening, so that's why the glare is so bad, and I apologize. But anyways, took 3 different quizzes, and I let those quizzes choose the books that I wanted to read. One of the quizzes that I took, I already had read the book, so I went ahead and chose a different one, and I'll show you the books afterwards. The reason why I took the quizzes before, or took the quizzes ahead of time, is so I could order the books. So let's just get to the first one. The first quiz that I took was from SparkNotes, and I've been on a, well, and as you can see in that, I wanted romance, but instead I chose crime and mystery, and this is going way too fast. Hold on, let me back it up. So it says, how do you feel about romance books? I'm all about that, like straight up love romance in my books, obviously. And this one was a little hard, so I'm going back and forth with this one because I like all my main characters to be this, except conflicted. I really don't like reading about conflicted characters. So I went ahead and chose, see, you can see me going back and forth. I didn't know which one to choose, so at the moment I went for relatable. And then pick a popular YA novel. I chose... I don't really remember which one I chose. I chose The Giver. That's what I'm teaching right now, so that's the closest to me. And then the last book that you read, it was something that was sitting on my shelf for a while, I believe. That's what I chose. Yes, something that's been on my shelf for a while. And then the last one, this is just a 6-question quiz. It was really easy. What do you look for in a book? And I'm usually a happy ending person, so that's why I chose that. And then the end of it is The Name of a Star by Maureen Johnson. And I didn't even know what this was when I decided to say, okay, I'm going to read this book, but this is a YA mystery thriller about Jack the Ripper coming back from the dead. Like, his ghost is going around killing people. So if y'all know me, I'm all about some serial killers, and Jack the Ripper is one of those serial killers that I have always been fascinated by since nobody's ever caught him or her. We really don't know which one we really don't know which, like, who did it. So, mystery, and I understand the ghost aspect of it. So this is about a teenager named Rory DeVoe, and she goes to live in London to start a new life, and then Jack the Ripper's ghost comes back, but she's the only one that can see his ghost, or the ghost of Jack the Ripper. So, sounds really interesting, and I'm pleasantly surprised about this, because I usually don't really like to read a lot of YA unless it's like mystery thriller or very hard-hitting, or, I'm really not a big romance YA or fantasy YA dog. That dog just scared the crap out of me. Anyways, so Name of the Stars is the first one. So let's look at the second one, the second quiz that I took. This one is by Pure Wow, and of course I picked fiction. That's what I wanted to read. Choose the book that you loved. The only book from this list that I've ever read was The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory, so I chose that. And then when I'm reading, I want to feel all of these. And then I didn't really particularly like this quiz because the boxes were so big, but I ended up reading A Happy Ending, I believe. I think, like, I'm watching a movie where there's a happy ending. Pretty sure I picked that one. Or not. Which one did I pick? Happy ending? Yes. Happy ending. Duh. Are you in a book club? Yep. I'm in a book club. If you want that information, look down below. And then again, I have only read Margaret Atwood and Stephanie Kinsella, and I didn't like Margaret Atwood's last book that I read. TV shows that you would stream. I've only watched one from this, and it's Queer Eye, so that's why I picked it, because I enjoy Queer Eye. I think it's funny. I would watch Queer Eye a lot. And I've also seen Riverdale, but I didn't really like it. How do you feel about the term girl boss? Shoe fits? You get it, girl. You do you. And then it came, my result is The Marriage Game. And I've had this, I'll stop that. I've had The Marriage Game, and this is by Sarah Desani, or Desi. I apologize, but I've had this on my shelf, like my TBR shelf, for a while anyways, on Goodreads. And it's just one of those romances that I felt like that I would really like. This is about Layla Patel, and she returns to her family in San Francisco, but in the eyes of her father, who runs a Michelin star restaurant, she can do no wrong after her life falls apart. That's why she moves back. I should have read that part. So he offers her office above the restaurant, and I believe that this is like an office romance maybe. And then we have Sam Mehta, and he is used to conflict then calm. He likes a quiet office. He prefers space. And he finds the perfect space above a cozy Indian restaurant that smells like home. So office romance, marriage of convenience, maybe. I'm for it. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I am intrigued by this book, and the cover is absolutely gorgeous. Can you see that? My light's kind of deflecting the gorgeousness of it, but it looks really cute. And I like that it has like the actual San Francisco houses on it. I've never been to San Francisco, but it would be a place that I would like to go just because of the aesthetic of it. And I used to watch, what's that show called? Oh my god, what is that called? It has, not Family Matters, it's not that one. Oh my, seriously. I don't remember what that show's called. Full House. There we go. Wow. Okay. Okay. And the third quiz that I took is Underlined. And I chose this one just because it seemed pretty cool. And let's look at the questions together. So when it comes to long trips and adventures, your friends would say that you are. I'm a relaxed person, open-minded. I let people make the decisions because I just like to go with the flow. Choose a spice level for your summer tacos. Mild to moderate. I can't do the hot. When it comes to horror movies you prefer, I prefer scary. Very intense. I don't mind gory. I don't like zombies though. If two of your best friends were having a conflict and you could sense that they needed resolving, you'd most likely play the role of negotiator. I like to see both sides of the story. If you could choose a place to live, it would likely be somewhere in the suburbs. I live in the suburbs right now. Well, sort of. When it comes to working out and exercising, you are more of a I don't work out. I'm a casual or relaxed exerciser, even though I haven't chosen that yet. But yep, casual and relaxed. I don't work out. When it comes to books, your favorite stories tend to include. I like all of those. But what did I choose? I think I was in the mood for sweet, charming romances. And I'm pretty sure that I'm like going back and forth here with myself because I'm that person. I should have just chose intriguing characters, complex world building, but I know that's fantasy, and I'm really not a big fantasy reader. And again, I've been in a real romance kick lately, so pretty sure I chose sweet, charming romances. Oh, going back and forth, oh. And what did I choose? Sweet, yep, I knew it. And color palette is soft pastels, most definitely. What did I get? And I've never heard of this book before, and it's My Ideal Boyfriend is a Crescent, and I don't know, and this is by Laura Dockrill, and I don't know a lot about it except that the headline says it's a food diary, and I have to tell the truth. That's the point. It's about a 16-year-old girl named Bluebell, also known as BB or Big Bones. Says she lives her life unapologetically. She loves life and she loves food. So I'm assuming this is about food and about a girl who wants to have or loves her body the way that it is, and she doesn't care what people think, hopefully. I would like some good body positivity representation in here. I love food, and I'm pretty sure that this book's going to make me super hungry. And there's caps in it, so we shall see. This is the longest intro ever. I apologize. I'm going to get to reading these books. I have one book that I need to finish tonight, and then I'm going to get to reading these, and then I'll check in with you. Okay. See ya on the flip side, people. Hey! So it is actually Friday, and I started this video on a Monday. I've been really slacking, and I just haven't been in a reading mood, honestly. But I did finish this. My Ideal Boyfriend is a Croissant by Laura Dockrill. I ended up giving this book 3 stars. It was okay. It does have very, very good body rep in it. She is very comfortable in her body, and she just loves food, and I can completely understand that because I love food too. But one thing that I did not really like in this book was how self-absorbed she was, because she constantly thought about herself, and when she was doing things, she didn't think about others that were around her. And I know that that's a typical teenager because she is 16, and I understand that that's teen fiction. So I don't think that I was the target audience for this because I'm obviously not a teenager. But working with teenagers for my job, I don't know if they would have enjoyed this book either, just based on some of the context. I thought that about the halfway point is when the book really started to get really good to where I didn't want to put it down, because the first half is just her talking about her love for food and her going to the doctor, and the doctor telling her, or the nurse at the doctor telling her she needed to go on a diet because she was overweight, and that she also recommended for her to keep a food diary, and she started doing that. And throughout, like as the novel progressed, that's when she really started to write about her life and about her feelings, and something traumatic happens to her family and she doesn't know how to take it, so she starts writing about that as well. And that's when I really started to like this story a lot, because it did talk about family issues, and it talked about her being maybe a little bit abrasive, and she started thinking about others, including her friends and including her family, more on a personal level instead of just them being there. And her sister got really close, and her parents and her kind of worked out their issues a little bit. So all in all, it was a solid novel. I would recommend this to a select few of teenagers. I would not say that all teenagers would love this, because the food rep in here is very strong, and some of the things that happen and some of the things that she does with food was kind of weird. So yeah, that's it. Bluebell is a typical teenager, really, honestly. and there's a cute little romance in it. I'm trying to think. But yeah, 3 stars. It was going to be a 2 stars, but then the last half of the book really picked up for me, so 3 stars. Then I started this, and this is a retelling of Jack the Ripper. This is by Maureen Johnson. It's called The Name of the Star, and it's about a modern day Jack the Ripper. Like, Jack the Ripper comes back from the dead, and only our main character can see him. I don't know much else about it, because I'm literally on just chapter 1. But the preface of this, the preface of this was, it just went in and there's a dead body and there's a girl that fell over the dead body while she's on her way to work, and it's pretty graphic already, which I don't mind. But I think I'm pretty sure, yes, this is a YA novel. So, oh yeah, it's a teenager, duh. But yeah, so I'm excited to read this. I plan on finishing this up tonight. The Paranormal Romance readathon starts tonight too. I was going to do a reading vlog on that, but I decided not to because I'm just trying to finish this one before the weekend's over. So I got to focus on this. And I'm also going to be reading The Power of Hades, which is a short story. Or it's a novella, not a short story. It's a novella. So I should be able to get through this tonight and then start on the 3rd novel tomorrow, hopefully. But we shall see, because this is almost 400 pages. But I think at the rate that it's going, if it keeps going the way that it is, like pace-wise, I will get through it pretty quickly. But yeah, so I just wanted to fill you in on those, and I apologize for it being forever since I talked to you. And look at my cute shirt. It's a Halloween shirt. I got it off of Amazon. If you want to know, I'll hopefully remember to put the link down below. But okay, my camera is about to shut off, so bye, see you later. Hello. So it is Sunday, and I did not film anything yesterday for the fact that I was reading both of these books, and I just wanted to, you know, spend time with my family, so I did that. So I finished The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson, and this was fabulous. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I thought that it was a great retelling of Jack the Ripper. Had a really good twist at the end, and Rory's character was a pleasant read. She is from the South, like she's from like the boonies of Louisiana, and just some of the like dialect, just some of the things that she said and how she talked about her family and everything, I was really able to connect with that. And it was just one of those, like, it was not a bubbly read whatsoever, obviously, because it's about Jack the Ripper. It's just one of those books that I really enjoyed, and like 75% in, I went ahead and bought the next book in the series because I really want to continue on with it. I really do believe that this is one of those series that's just going to keep you engaged really, really quickly. And the ending, I want to find out what happens with Rory based on some things that she found out about herself in the actual novel itself. And I don't know, I just thought this was a really charming read about Jack the Ripper, and just one of those twists that you need on Jack the Ripper, since we know nothing about him, you know. And you know, I don't know, I just really liked it. I don't know if I gave this book any justice. Probably not, because if I tell you too much, I'm going to ruin it, because I just like word vomit. But I highly recommend this book if you're looking for a thriller based off Jack the Ripper that has a fantastical twist to it. Pick it up. It's really good. I think this was my favorite one out of the 3 books that I read for this week. And then the next book that I picked up is The Marriage Game. I had really high hopes for this book because it's a contemporary romance, it's enemies to lovers, it's all the things that I need in my life, but I did not particularly care for it all that much because jealousy is a main factor in this book, and I hate relationships built off jealousy. Did you hear that? I hate relationships built off jealousy. I do not like reading about them. It's toxic, and I just don't like it at all. And both of these characters, Layla and Sam, both were very jealous, and Sam was possessive. She says that he is protective, but me reading, like, outside looking in, I say that he was very possessive, and that's just my opinion. You might think differently than me, but there's a difference between being protective and being possessive. If you get what I mean. And I believe, in my opinion, he was a little bit on the possessive side. But then again, I'm a very, very independent person, and some women like that, and that's okay. But it's just not my cup of tea. And Layla, she has had a series of very bad events that have happened to her in her life, like with men, and she's just not had luck with them. And I can see where her jealousy came into play, because she hasn't had luck with guys. But that does not mean that's not okay. Jealousy is just like, throw this book out the window. Not really, because I think it's a beautiful book. Like, the cover is absolutely stunning. But I do plan on reading the next book. I can't remember what the next book is called, but it is about Daisy's relationship life, or love relationship, love, whatever you want to call it. And I really like Daisy's character, because she's full of sarcasm, she's quirky, she's weird, and she's just somebody that I would like to read from. Layla was not a bad character whatsoever. I enjoyed her spunky personality, I enjoyed her sarcasm, I enjoyed the way that she presented herself and held herself, even though she did go through a lot with her previous relationships. And she's just a girl going through it, you know. She's hit rock bottom, and she's just trying to find herself. And she doesn't agree with arranged marriages, but she wants to try it out, because obviously she's not very good at relationships. So that's basically what this whole book is built on. That's the game that they play for her to be able to stay in the office that her family owns, but Sam's company. If you're wanting to read about different cultures and about how they handle their relationships, hold on, I'll recommend you a book that is fabulous. So, the book that I believe that you would really like, especially if you're wanting to read about Indian culture and arranged marriages and all that, skip this one, and I'm not saying this is a bad book by any means, but the jealousy aspect kind of threw me off. But The Trouble with Hating You by Sajni Patel. I apologize if I butchered that name, but this is about a girl named Lila and about a guy named Jay. And this is an enemies to lovers, sort of. But it's based off of arranged marriage. It's based off their relationship. And it does have sort of like, it's not the same, but it kind of has the family aspect of it. Both of their families are really big. Both of their families are very supportive. But I honestly like this one better than this one, if that makes sense. That's one reason why I was excited that the quiz picked this book, because I really loved this book so much. But, you know, so, I don't know. Yep, that's the end of this video, basically. I enjoyed my time with it. I probably won't ever pick this up again. I think I'm too old for this book. But I believe that out of the three, The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson was my favorite. Because I ended up giving this one, I think, 4 stars. Maybe I gave it 5. Maybe I gave it 4.5. I don't remember at the moment. But, yep. So, I enjoyed this. I might do this again with different quizzes. If you know of any book quizzes if you know of any book quizzes that you would like for me to try out and do this again, leave those quizzes down below for me. There is like a PR service. What am I talking about? It's a TBR service where they pick your books like based off of your interests that you're looking for, and somebody hand selects books for you. But it's like $80, and I don't feel like paying for that. But I don't know. if you know of any more book quizzes that you want me to check out, please leave that information below. Maybe a fantasy one, maybe some more thrillers, I don't know. But just leave it down below, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you want to see more bookish content from me, and I hope that you have a fabulous day. Like this video. Comment down below. What did you read for October? What was your favorite read? You will be seeing my October wrap up pretty soon because it's already November. It's already November. But okay.